Okay, we're getting ready to go out and to go through Turkey Creek, and if you look at the water level over there, you can see where it's just a little bit below the docks. During the hurricane 2 weeks ago, it was 1 foot above the docks. Normally it's 1 foot below the docks, so the water level's still kind of high. So I don't mind going back into Turkey Creek. There's a lot of logs and we'll have some interesting fun. Yo! Well, as you heard, there's a banjo playing somewhere around here. We've just entered Turkey Creek Sanctuary. It's about 2 weeks past the hurricane hitting Florida, so the water level is up quite high. Those two posts you see ahead of you is one of the launch points that you can get to. But we're going to go a little slow through here compared to normal, as there are some logs down, and there are some big gators in here, and there are some big manatees that can upset you. So the reason for doing this is to kind of document how the water level is. I came by here last night and yesterday afternoon, and almost got lost. It's very difficult to follow the path. You look to the right, you can see a turtle on a log. There's a lot of turtles around here. That stick that's sticking out of the water a little bit up there, there used to be a whole pile of stuff that was above the water level. Got to keep to the right of that. Every once in a while you may see some fish jumping. Usually it's just mullet. Sometimes if it's a big splash, it could be tarpon. As we round this bend, we're going to come to an area that Has some more trees down, and kind of things have changed a little bit. There were two palm trees down here about 6 months ago, and somebody came and cut them off to the right, so we had to stay to the right. Water level's up high enough that we probably don't have to worry about it too much. I'm probably only drawing about 3-4 inches of water. Take my sunglasses off because it's kind of a bit dark in here, hard to see. This is a new tree that came down. Another reason for going slow is if you go real fast. I've had one case a while back where I had my 17-foot kayak and I ran 6 foot up on top of a log. It wasn't very pleasant. It took a while to get off. You know, you don't want to get into the water here. There are 12-foot alligators. There's a lot of tree stumps loaded with barnacles, so it's not a lot of mud. It's not a good place to be in to get into the water if possible. I've got a rudder on here, but it doesn't really put enough oomph into it to make some of these turns. You hear some splashing, just backsplashing on one side. Most of this area was only about 1/2 this width, so water level being up a foot is kind of double the size, which means you really don't want to go towards the edges because they're probably very shallow. Strange smells, almost smells like a skunk. Rule of thumb going into Turkey Creek Sanctuary is you keep to the left, and on the way out you keep to the right. A lot of little tributaries that will get you places you really don't want to go if you don't follow those directions. And here's kind of one of them. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see that big path to the left, to the right here. That's an island in front of us, and if you take that path, it'll add about an extra mile to your route. And normally it's under very, very shallow water, so you get a big alligator back there, you don't want to go. So most people won't see this cut off here, but we got to keep to the left here. I think there was a group last night that took that path. It gets you back to the same spot, but it takes you an extra hour. Something in the water there. Probably a turtle. This was the trickiest part of this trip. That little log sticking out of the water there, normal conditions you go to the left of that, so we're going to go to the left of it. But then the path is almost kind of blocked up here. I came through here last night, yesterday afternoon. Took up something. Took a while to get through this. Now, once we get past this, if you go to the right, that's the exit from that island. And when I get out here, I'll turn around a little bit so you can see it. Which I just showed you a couple minutes ago. That's it's an island on the right. And this is kind of the exit to it. Again, probably wouldn't be too bad going through it now, but under shallow water conditions, I don't like going back there because there's logs you got to go around, and it's only a couple inches deep. And if you do meet any kind of alligator back there, he's going to rule it, not you. That stretch there is probably the most difficult to follow. Well, I'm close to the shore here, and I know there's a couple logs below it, but hopefully the water's deep enough that usually I want to stay in the center. Hopefully we're deep enough with an extra foot of water that I'm not going to hit them. You see the grass floating on the surface. Probably not a good idea for stand-up paddle boards where you have a keel. My rudder on this thing is a self-cleaning rudder. If you get something caught on it, it pops up and it's supposed to clear itself up. And you kind of see where, it's kind of hard sometimes to figure out where you're going. You almost could have thought you would have gone to the left there. There's a little pathway. A little inlet there to the right that goes nowhere. And again, if you look ahead, you really can't see anything until you're right on top of it. We call this the ledges of Palm Bay. We're actually going to do a 180-degree turn. As soon as we go around them, we're going to be going back the other way. And it's, to the right-hand side, it's very shallow. A couple of years ago, I was on a trip coming back. On the return trip, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there was a fellow that fell out of his kayak up ahead here, and he was stuck up to his knees in mud. And it took 4 kayaks about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get him free. And if we hadn't gotten them, we might have been the last ones around, and the gators could have gotten them the next day. Kind of pretty. Usually recommend if you go on this route, you take somebody with you. It's a Sunday afternoon, so I'm not too worried. You look way ahead, you see that tree on the angle? Some turtles in it. This place is loaded with turtles. It's pretty calm out today. I expected to see some more people here. Oops, we scared them away. That big lump that's directly ahead of us sticking out of the water. That's a really shallow area there. There's a lot of trees on the right and left of it. I usually hug it as close as I can to the left, keep it on my left. Some of the other people will go on the right. But there's quite a few big trees under the water. Now the water level's up a foot. It shouldn't matter too much. Little turtle on there. Hello. And this tree down here, I used to go on the left of it, but it's all backfilled with grass and stuff. Something's in the water there. And there's a high-level dock up here. Usually loaded with sightseers. That person I was just talking to, the first person I've seen. Usually there's a lot of people back here. Usually a lot of people up there throwing bread and stuff to the turtles. You know, that tree is down up ahead. That's kind of new down. We used to be able to pull our kayaks in and out of the water there years ago, but not now. Just straight ledge down. Down here. Up ahead, way ahead, directly in front of me, you see a tree leaning to the right, and to the right of that there's a little island. And we're going to go to the right of that island on the way down, and then on the way back we'll go to the left of it. The left side of it, under normal conditions, again is very shallow, usually 3-4 inches. Again, this is about 2 weeks after the hurricane hit. Hurricane hit, water level was probably 1 to 2 foot higher than this. In fact, I came down here prior to the hurricane and I only got halfway. They were letting a dam out ahead, and the current was so swift I couldn't get up this far. I imagine what it would have been like during the hurricane. It would have been horrible. And we're on our last leg now. Get around this bend, there's a dam. Flood control dam. So the week before the hurricane, this was wide open, just letting water coming in, and it was really ripping through here.
Day.
Circles ahead, there could be a manatee. Hopefully not, there's a fish. Problem with manatees is if they get under your kayak, manatee is 500 to 1,000 pounds. And if they're coming up to the surface, they breathe air. If they come up to the surface to get a gulp of air and they're underneath your kayak. I had one months ago that lifted my long kayak about 2 feet out of the water and flipped it over. And then as I was getting back in, some more manatees came They got a really big fin. A couple of their fins was just brushing against my leg. Ooh, having one of those fins hit you really hard will bust your leg up real fast. Usually those flashes are just fish near the surface that we kind of scared a little bit. You look at those buoys on the extreme right hand side, there's something stuck there. I saw that yesterday and I kind of really want to get too close to it. But you can see how four of the dams are open. Something under us there. No idea what that is. It's like canvas. Almost looks like a floating thing for cordoning off part of the water. Alright. We come down, now the time is to go back. Quick drink of water. Something's out there. The wind cools you off. We're only doing 2 to 3 miles an hour. Again, I don't want to go fast in case I hit something. Normally I'd be paddling over 4 miles an hour. Surprised nobody's down here. Kind of neat looking at the side, seeing how fast some of this goes by you. You don't realize really how fast we're going. We're doing 3.5 miles an hour. Okay, dead ahead of us you can see a log sticking out of the water a little bit. That's where that island is. That We came on the left side, now we're going to go back the other way. Again, under normal conditions, it's just steep enough to make it. But now we got an extra foot of water, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There's usually a lot of twigs and stuff on the other side, and yesterday I came by, there wasn't anything there. See the turtles on the logs. Turtles everywhere. That embankment directly ahead of us, we see the white. That's usually a good hangout for alligators in the sun, basking in the sun. Haven't seen any today. Just this one, not see any. The log that we just passed over. Like I said, usually there's a lot of twigs sticking out of the water here. Something's in the water, it looks like a manatee. Danny goes to the right of that big stump ahead of us. I think I'll do that too this time. I did it once before, it was okay. Slow down a little. It's usually a really, really big log and you can hardly see any of it. And you gotta remember to keep to the right on the way back. But I've done this a few times and note when we go by it that there really isn't anything to the left there. At least it wasn't. You know, it's still, you know, looks like it might be a little bit of path, but under normal conditions it's filled up. Back to the cliffs. Again, we're heading pretty much north now, and when we go around the other side of it, we'll be heading south. A little compass on my deck Nice to know what direction you're going in at times. I'd be careful up there, it's a long way down.
Yes, sir.
You fall down there, you'll never get back up it.
No, I've done backflips off this.
Yeah, this is all blocked off now. That was wide open before. There's a little bit of a stream there to the left, but when the water's shallow, it really doesn't go anywhere. And ahead of us is that island, and it kind of looks like the main path is going to go to the left, and we're going to go to the right. And it just looks wide open here to the left, doesn't it? And you almost can't even see where we're going to go to the right here. Again, you can go to the left. It adds probably half a mile to the trip. And normally when the water's really shallow, it's as long as you don't need a gator back there. It's kind of, I want to go to the right of that log. Oops, there's another log right there in the water. There's a new one. I don't know if you saw it in the video. So that's one way around the island. We'll go down here about 100 feet and you'll see the other way. Really easy to get confused here. You can see that big opening on the left. If you go to the left, you head back towards the dam. I know some people that did that. So we're kind of past the worst of it almost. We're on our way out now. the sunglasses back on. See that stick sticking out of the water in the middle there? That's pretty much, you're almost to the end. Got to go to the left of that. And right around the bend will be the other launching point, and then the bridge is just beyond it. Malabar Road Bridge, I guess. You guys didn't hear anybody playing a banjo back there, did you? Ooh.
Make it with any. Yeah.
Here's the bridge. And once we get past the bridge, we'll shut the video off. This is the exit of Turkey Creek Sanctuary. When we do our 5K race, we go from Paddling Paradise to the middle of this bridge and then back. It's like I'm going to have a little wind going back like I did yesterday. Is that yours? Oh, is it stuck? You want to read it back? Is that on your line or is it loose?
No, it's on the pole there.
Okay. Okay. Time to shut the video off. Here's another little narrow, short path we usually go through. Stock on the right here, fellow used to have a skeleton hanging from it. Here's another short cut through that we're going to take back to the main canal. During the mating season, there was a big gator up here on the right and under the bushes, and you go by him on the other side of the canal and he would let out a growl. Probably one of those 12-footers that was under there. We can make sure we kept distance from him. This gets us back to the main canal. One more cut through we're going to do up here. You can see just a little bit to the right of the bow, a dead branch. We're going to go right around that, and we'll go into about a 100-foot long canal between two different lagoons. Tight fit for the paddle. Uh-oh. It's a manatee. Yep, another one. Wowee. These guys get under you, you can flip them over. And we're back out. Okay, we're going to go through one more canal. Haven't been through this one in a while. This joins this main canal with another big canal on the other side. This is the one where months ago I was just coming out of the canal and some manatees got underneath me and flipped me over. This one's a little bit bigger than the last couple. It's easier to get through. Although if the water level is down, it's pretty shallow. Normal conditions, this is about 1/2 this width. And then I was just coming out around this corner when the manatee slipped me out. You see that bush ahead of us? Normally it's very shallow to the left of that, but with high water, I'm gonna try going to the left. Cut off. Otherwise, you gotta go way to the right. A lot of times you'll see manatees feeding on there. Then normally it's only a couple inches, but we got at least a foot height, so hopefully it won't hit bottom. Yeah, it's pretty deep, about 1.5 feet deep here. Put the sunglasses back on. See that stick sticking out of the water in the middle there? That's pretty much, you're almost to the end. Got to go to the left of that. And right around the bend will be the other launching point, and then the bridge is just beyond it. Malabar Road Bridge, I guess. You guys didn't hear anybody playing a banjo back there, did you? Ooh.
Make it with any. You gotta go barefoot? Yeah.
Here's the bridge. And once we get past the bridge, we'll shut the video off. the exit of Turkey Creek Sanctuary. When we do our 5K race, we go from Paddling Paradise to the middle of this bridge and then back. It's like I'm going to have a little wind going back like I did yesterday. Is that yours? Oh, is it stuck? You need it back? Is that on your line or is it loose?
No, it's on the pole there.
Okay. Okay, time to shut the video off.